Quadratics, quadratic equations and graphs. This unit is all about quadratic equations and their graphs. Parabolas. When we draw graphs of quadratic equations, those are called parabolas. The first thing to know about quadratic expressions is that they are of the form a times x squared plus b times x plus c, where a does not equal 0. A cannot equal 0. And a, b, and c are real numbers. Basically, any number you can think of is a real number. So a, b, and c can be any number you want, but a cannot be 0. It's important to understand why a cannot equal 0. So let's look at example 1. So in our example here, we have a equal to 0, and we're multiplying 0 times x squared. Well, 0 times x squared is 0 because anything times 0 is 0. So this is gone, and we just have 3x minus 5. And 3x minus 5 is not a quadratic expression. So when a equals 0, we don't have a quadratic. So a cannot equal 0 if we're talking about quadratics. Graphs of quadratic equations are called parabolas, as I said before. And they, that should be they look like a smile or a frown. The graph of the simplest quadratic equation, y equals x squared, notice there that a is 1, is graphed in example 2. So this is the graph of y equals x squared, and notice it looks like a smile. Okay? And y equals negative x squared is graphed in example 3. And notice that that kind of looks like a frown. The value of the blank coefficient a. Oh, that's the leading coefficient. So a is called the leading or the lead coefficient in a quadratic. So the value of the leading coefficient a determines which direction the parabola opens. So it opens up or it opens down. So when a is greater than 0, it opens up. When a is less than 0, it opens down. So notice that in example 2 here, a was 1, greater than 0, it opens up. In example 3, a was negative 1, and it opens down. All parabolas share some special features. The vertex, it's a new vocabulary word, is the highest or lowest point on the graph. Notice that the vertex isn't pointed, it's not sharp, it's a smooth curve. All right. All parabolas also have a y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept is the place where the graph crosses the y-axis. It is possible for parabolas to have no x-intercepts, like example 4. So no x-intercepts. Notice that here's the x-axis. This parabola does not cross the x-axis, so there are no x-intercepts. Parabolas can also have one x-intercept, like in examples 2 and 3. In example, in example 2 here, the x-intercept is right there. It's also the y-intercept. In example 3, the x-intercept is right there, so those both have one x-intercept. And the last possibility is that a parabola has two x-intercepts. And that's example 5. Example 5 has 1, 2 x-intercepts. That's what you need to know about quadratic equations and graphs for this video.